Hello, esteemed audience. This is Fides Television, reaching you live on Fides Media. I am Dennis Joy. It's a pleasure to have you on another episode of News Flash, your weekly rundown of the top stories from the Fides newspaper. There's more to come your way after this short break. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. Now let's look into the top stories for this week. Soludo, 3 years of bumpy but transformational ride. Last Sunday, the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, held a large audience spellbound at St. Patrick Catholic Cathedral, Awka, where he celebrated his 3rd anniversary as the governor of the state. For close to 2 hours, Soludo regaled the audience, which included dignitaries from within and outside, with some of the challenges he had encountered as governor and the many achievements he had registered since his ascension to office on March 17, 2022, as well as what he lay ahead for the state as he wrapped up his first 4 years term. This story is continued on page 4 of the Fides newspaper. Another top story on the front page of the Fides newspaper reads, Catholic cleric bags AMTI award as best school administrator in Anambra. Let's look further into the story. The principal and manager, St. Michael's Model Comprehensive Secondary School, Nimo, in Njikoka local government area, Anambra State, Reverend Father Dennis Uche Unwabueze, has bagged the Anambra Man of the Year AMTI Award as Best School Administrator in State. The chairman, Planning Committee, AMTI Awards 4th edition, Mrs. Amaka Ezino, said the award was to recognize and honor distinguished service, dedication, commitment, and exceptional leadership styles of Reverend Father Nwambueze and those of others who were also honored along with him. This story can be found on page 15 of the Fides newspaper. And on page 9, Bishop Ezekiel Okafor flags off 2025 Oka Diocesan Laity Council Week. Soludo, Ezekiel Kenwa, Agbata, HDK, others honored. The Catholic Bishop of Oka Diocese is Lordship Most Reverend Paulinus Ezekiel Okafor, Tuesday at St. Patrick Catholic Church, Agolu, in Aniocha local government area of Anambra State, flagged off Oka Diocesan Laity Council Week with a call on them to think on how best to improve their religious life as well as their relationship with God. Details of this story can be found on page 9 of the Fides newspaper. Another top story on the Fides newspaper this week reads, 19th convocation, UNIZIK produces 8,157 graduates, honors Ali Pate, Tinubu Emenike with honorary doctorate degrees. Nnamdi Azikiwe University Awka UNIZIK has kick-started the 19th convocation ceremony of the institution with a press conference granted by Acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Joseph Ifeanyi Chukwu, on behalf of the Senate, management, staff, and students. Meanwhile, on the same page, beyond the classroom, UNIZIK mass communication students gain practical exposure in media, publishing at Fides Media. Let's take a glimpse at the story. The 200-level students of the Department of Mass Communication, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, UNIZIK, Awka, on Monday, March 24, 2025, embarked on a practical excursion to Fides Media, Awka, to gain first-hand experience in media production and publishing. These 2 stories can be found on page 14 of the Fides newspaper. And on page 7, NAFDAC destroys 1 trillion worth of fake drug confiscated in Onitsha market. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed fake, counterfeit, and substandard drugs worth over 1 trillion. The drugs were set ablaze in Awka, the capital of Anambra State, on Friday, March 21st. This story and more can be found on page 7 of the Fides newspaper. On the column page, as I see it with Jude Atupolazi, we have Come Marry for Me. You can get more insight into the story on page 16 of the Fides newspaper. And then on our advertorial page, lists of some completed infrastructural projects in Anambra State. You can check out page 2 for more details of our advertorial for this week. Now let's move over to our editorial segment for this week. Soludo's real line vision made a dream come true. Page 3 of the Fides newspaper has more details of our editorial this week. And on that note, we have reached the end of this week's episode of Newsflash. Many thanks for tuning in. Kindly do well to follow us on all our social media handles to keep abreast with latest news updates. And also do not forget to grab a copy of the Fides newspaper this week for excellent readership. I'm still your anchor in Newsflash, Dennis Joy. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the evening.